everyone. So, welcome back. Last session, you all were recuperating after your grueling experiences in the sewers beneath the bathhouse, and then um, after a confrontation with some dragon cultists who you all were able to convince to leave with most of your treasure still in your possession. But after that, you set out after a bit of a rest to the markets of Baldur's Gate to spend some of your gains and gear up for the coming confrontations with the Van Dampers. After resupplying, doing some shopping, gearing up in general, you all return to the Elfsong Tavern, but during the night, you discovered that the remaining cultists of Ball, Bane, and Merkel still had a bone or two to pick with all of you. And so attempted to attack you all in your sleep, but thanks to some loud intervention from the Elfsong Tavern's proprietor, you were all alerted to their presence and were able to defeat them and save the life of the tavern owner. So it is in the aftermath of that whole situation that we pick up in today. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So, still at the Elfsong Tavern in Baldur's Gate. The events of the attack happened near the early mornings of dawn. So, you've all had time to recuperate from that. That would have been at the very end of your long rest, early in the morning hours, that you were attacked by the dead three cultists, the remaining dead three cultists. So it is now up to you all what you would like to do.
So, I would like to suggest taking a short rest.
Yes, I think that would be very helpful for everybody, like the warlocks and things like that. That would be helpful.
So why don't we, go downstairs, have some breakfast, chit chat for an hour, and then be ready to go.
And I assume first we will help the proprietor dispose of the bodies, however a tavern like this disposes of bodies. I don't know if that just toss them out on the street. And while we're doing that, of course, we're checking them for any valuables, and I will ritually cast Detect Magic and examine their possessions as well.
All right. So, go ahead and make an investigation check while you are searching the bodies.
Okay. 14.
Okay. So you find some assorted coinage, some profane symbology, mostly just trinkets of those three gods and things like that. All in all, we'll say that you have found about 8 gold pieces worth of treasure and assorted loot.
Okay. And nothing magical?
No magical items, no.
Okay. I also currently have in my possession a couple of things that I picked up while we were in the dungeon that I'm going to look at while I have Detect Magic up as well.
Okay.
I have the wicked daggers that the crazy lady covered in blood had and that Vaz had.
Okay. So you all recovered. Sorry, just one moment. Okay. So the dagger that was in Vaz's possession is in fact a +1 dagger. The others are curved. They look wickedly designed as if to cause as terrible as a wound as possible, but they are standard. They are not improved in any way magically.
Is anyone in the group currently completely unable of doing magical damage? I know Kroll has a magical axe. Althea?
Yeah, he's got a +1, right?
Yeah. I brought my
Has her
axe blade.
shillelagh.
What about Althea?
Althea has the shillelagh.
No, Athea has Hexblade.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anacola has shillelagh. My bad.
Anicola has Shillelagh, right?
I always mix
Okay.
up the A names, always, every time.
Okay, yeah, you have Hexblade, so you're good. Okay. In that case, for right now, I'll just keep the +1 dagger on myself for times when I can't, don't have a second level spell available to bring out the Shadow Blade. Okay. So, breakfast and short rest?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. You all can take your short rest at the Elfsong Tavern. Passes without events.
Woohoo.
Nice.
I didn't take any damage
Neither
in
did
the
I.
combat, but I fully intend to do an arcane recovery.
I really don't need to take it, but I thought it would be helpful for warlocks and wizards.
For warlocks and the couple of people who took some who took some damage, they can do their
Right. Hit die.
do their thing. Yep, hit die. Okay. So, okay, guys. We have a brother of Mortlock. I think we wanted to visit this evening. At the Low Lantern, it doesn't sound like he's gonna be there in the morning. Is there anything we wanted to do between now and then?
Not that I can think of.
I have a couple of spells I would like to copy out of one of these spell books into my own so I can add them to my prepared spells when needed. If it's okay with everyone here, I'm just going to retire to my room after breakfast for a grand total of 4 hours, and I will see y'all at lunch.
Okay, so you all do have several hours of which you can do whatever you'd like to. If there is nothing that you would like to do between now and this evening, sun will set right around 5:30 or 6 o'clock this evening. But yeah, you all have the day to yourselves to do what you will with it. Does anybody else have anything specific they would like to do with that time?
No.
Checking. I'm good, other than copying those spells, which I've actually already done on my character sheet. So and taken away the necessary coinage for expenditure.
Cool.
So have a relaxing day, and
You gonna sit there and drink your bougie wine?
yep, drink some bougie wine. And there is one thing I wanted to discuss with the group. That song. that the elf ghost here is saying. This part of it, I jotted down the words in my notes, and part of it thinks it. Part of it seems like a definite clue to what might have happened to El Terrell.
I'm all ears.
So, the last 4 stanzas: "O sing a song of El Terrell, and when the night does fall, sleeps safe beneath companion's light until the dawn does call. We're bound by mortal covenant that only ends with death, and so we'll sing of El Terrell until our final breath." Is anybody here from El Terrell? Is there some oath that they swear or something that I've never heard of?
I have family. I had family there, but I don't know of any oath that
So
anybody would swear. I mean,
So you would actually, Ladon. If you do have
oh,
family
okay.
in El Terrell, then you would know that every citizen of the city, during when they come of age,
Okay.
and or actually, it's not necessarily when they come of age. When they are very young, they swear an oath to the city and sign their name in a book. It's very symbolic, essentially meant to imply that any citizen of El Terrell will serve El Terrell and do their best for the city. But as far as you know, it's all just very ceremonial, not very it's not binding in any way. It's just something that the
Okay.
citizens of the city do when they get to a certain age.
Okay. Well then, I will say yes. Actually, um, there's a book that if I remember correctly, they told me that you sign your name in a book, and it basically you're pledging your allegiance to the city, if the city ever has need of you. Maybe
They
that's
s-
what the song is saying.
they sign a contract.
Not a contract. It's just you sign your name in a book. I've never seen the book, but I was
Have you
told that's what you do.
have you heard of the Blood War?
DM question: would I have heard of the Blood War?
What study would your character have done on the Nine Hells and the history of the plains?
Most of his study he got from killing dragon cultists.
Then no, not very familiar with the Blood War. You may have heard of it vaguely from time to time. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. That didn't work. That didn't show up, did it?
It did not.
Damn it. Alright.
You just hit
Something's
the
going on.
plus number beside history.
I did. And it rolled on my character sheet, but it didn't roll on roll 20. Yeah. It's for some reason not rolling in roll 20.
Close your character sheet in D&D Beyond and reopen it.
Okay. Doing that right now.
While he's doing that, I will go ahead and, does anybody else in the party indicate that they know of the Blood War at all, or?
Althea would have been too busy seeking her own vengeance to worry about it.
Okay, it's still not doing that.
Weird. Is there something wrong with the extension?
Yeah, that's what I
Might
would be
be.
wondering. Do you have the
Yeah.
Beyond 20 button at the top of your character sheet?
I do not see it. That's probably why.
Something's happened. The extension didn't load. You
Yeah.
might have to reinstall the extension. Or it might have just
You
gotten
got the-
disabled.
Yeah, it might have been disabled. Let me see here. I'll have to look it up.
Unless this would give me anything, any kind of access to any of that kind of information, I wouldn't know anything about it. I don't think that would work for that though.
Okay, so now I'm just going to say, do players know what the Blood War is, or do I need to explain it in character?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I do or not.
Explain it in character.
Yeah, go ahead. So the same question that I asked to Layden would go to everybody. If your character has any reason to have studied, studied the Nine Hells or the interaction between all of the different planes, then you may know some of this information. But otherwise, Valifon.
Okay, well, I would have definitely done research on like other planes, but other than that, I don't know if I would have done. Well, I guess maybe I might have in that case.
Okay, so if you have done any research along those lines, go ahead and roll a history check. Religion would also be appropriate.
It'd probably be religion. That might make a difference. Yeah. I was more focused on other things than that.
All right, go ahead, Valifon.
So, I'm a researcher, and I have done extensive research into the lower planes, particularly the Nine Hells, the Abyss, and the war that has gone on for millennium, for all time, as far as I can tell, between the two. The first layer of the Nine Hells is pretty much where this war is fought. Demons from the Abyss invade along the river Styx and wage war against the devils of the Hells. Demons and devils that are killed, like in our world, are simply banished back to their own plane. When they're killed there, they're dead. So they are always looking for new sources of fighters. Whether it's making deals with humans to serve them after their death, or literally bringing mortals there to fight while they're alive and then get recycled into devils themselves once they have died. If the people of Elturel were signing their name to an oath to protect that city unto death, they're protecting it now. No choice. They're stuck.
So you're telling me that them signing their name in a book makes them stuck, that they basically signed a contract for their souls to be delivered to hell?
For their souls to protect the city no matter what. And something else took the city there, and them with it, would be my guess.
Oh, lovely.
Y'all said,
Awesome.
those of y'all who saw it said the companion turned black.
Okay.
That's the artificial sun that hung over Elturel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When darkness falls.
Yeah, that's that part of the song.
Yeah. If that happened here, I mean, Elturel would fit in a quarter of the lower city of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a much bigger prize.
Now maybe we need to find out if there's a book that everybody signs in Baldur's Gate.
That I can tell you for sure that does not exist. I have lived in Baldur's Gate for many years, but I would say that a large portion of the population of Baldur's Gate are on their way to the lower planes upon death already.
Well, that's being nice. Well, that's a cherry thought.
Yes, I'd say we need to find out what's going on here.
Yeah.
And something tells me the Van Thampers know.
Well, maybe we should pay them a little visit, diplomatically speaking.
Yep. I say we start with the one at the Low Lantern. What did Mortlock say his name was?
Amric.
Amric. That he was a ne'er-do-well of some sort.
So what you know of Amric so far is that he runs a money lending business out of the lounge area in the Low Lantern.
A loan shark.
Pretty much.
Well, Althea will pick up an apple and just kind of toss it up in her hand, be like, well, I'm not one to sit around and wait. If we're gonna do this, let's get going. And she takes a bite of the apple and starts walking out the door.
Shall we
So
say
this would
it's
be
after dark now?
This would be in the evening then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so if there is nothing else anyone wants to do with their downtime during the day, those of you that are...
The one question I would have is, when I transcribe those spells in my spell book, can I swap out one of my prepared spells for one of those?
Sure.
Okay. That's it.
So, between that time and evening, would that been enough time to take a long rest?
Not a long rest. It only would have... Actually,
Okay.
let me think. No, because you need to be sleeping during that time, unless you guys want to say that you...
I would totally just sleep.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and say
nothing to
that
do.
no, there wouldn't have been time for that since Valifon wanted to copy his spells over. We'll say that you all were engaging in other activities during that time.
All right. I will think of other activities later.
All right. Okay. So it is now evening in Baldur's Gate. You all keep hearing throughout the day that the attacks have stopped completely. The random acts of violence against people of the city are now all but non-existent, leading you all to believe that you may have actually finished off the Dead 3 cult in the area. All those random acts of violence were perpetrated by them, and now they do appear to have stopped. What? As you all make your way southward towards the Low Lantern, a location those of you that are familiar with the city would know well. Whether or not you've frequented the location is one thing, but you do know of it, or at least have heard of it.
I'm sure Valifon has been there at least once or twice gambling.
Okay. So, as you all approach the docks, a low fog begins to roll in. Not super thick, just enough to kind of make everything a little bit hazy, just a little bit damp. And as you approach, you can see that fog obscures the Low Lantern until you get within just about a few hundred feet of it, whereupon its tall mast and creaking bulk come into view. The converted ship has rigging, but no sails, and is anchored to the wharf by several thick chains. There's a wooden staircase that climbs from the wharf's edge to the main deck. A lantern at the bow casts an eerie green light to signify that the tavern is open for business.
Roll, as we approach the lantern, I place my hand on my shoulder and say, you have guidance for your next thing, and I will maintain concentration on that until I need to concentrate on something else.
Okay. Thank you.
Say Anna Cole is hanging out at the Elf Song. Her downtime took longer than expected. So, the main deck that you all can vaguely see now features a few wooden steps that climb to the forecastle and aft castle, and another set of stairs descending into the ship. There's several. Oh, go ahead. So, Kroll, as you begin to walk up, you can see that there's a padlocked wooden hatch fitted with windows that act as a skylight for the deck below the tavern proper. Visible through the glass, there's bits of light shining up through the fog, and you can hear quite a few people down there. There are 4 dead seagulls lying on the deck, and there's 2 ravens up in the crow's nests. 40-foot climb up or so, and they squawk at you as you proceed below them.
Dead seagulls?
Dead seagulls.
Were there dead seagulls out on the docks?
No, they're just here on the deck.
Do I remember ever seeing dead seagulls previous times I've visited? I probably visited like twice in the past year.
Maybe. Depends. It's not a very regular occurrence, but you may have seen them once or twice before. You said you've been here a couple times in the past year? When was the last time you said you think you'd been here?
2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months? Then yeah, you may have seen a dead seagull or 2 on the deck.
Give one a little, kick with my toe as I go by. Can I tell what killed it? I mean, are people like tossing Alka-Seltzer to them?
You can make a medicine check. Okay. So, they appear to each have several puncture wounds. Some sort of sticky, tar-like substance around the edges of these puncture wounds. They appear to have been stung to death.
What would sting a seagull to death?
I have no idea.
Whatever it was, I'm sure we could deal with it. So how do we get inside this house?
Aren't we the cocky one?
The staircase that Kroll's standing next to is open, leads down, and you can hear and see. You can hear a lot of commotion coming from down there, and there's plenty of light coming up from down there.
Oh. The bar's downstairs.
So y'all heading down?
I will head
Yep.
down.
Okay, teleportation incoming. Right, so as you all turn the corner into the Low Lantern proper, the place is packed. There's people all over the place, a very eclectic mix. There's some humans, there's halflings, there's a couple elves sitting around, there's actually a pair of drow sitting in a back corner. Even a very surly looking dwarf with some strange complexion to his skin. Very almost purple, ashen gray complexion. And as you all enter, a woman in blue wizard robes notices you all and waves to you and says, "Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to the Low Lantern. Is there anything we can get for you all? My name is Lurailra. I am the owner and operator of this establishment. You may call me Captain." And that would be this woman here speaking. And as she talks to you all, you can see that she's got a little crab on her shoulder, which she has a little loaf of bread, and every now and then she pulls a little piece off and feeds it to the crab.
I'll just take some ale if you have any.
You've got it. She nods over to the Kenku at the bar. The Kenku says back in your voice out there, ale! And pours you one. And then he says that'll be 5 copper.
All right. I'll just give him a silver.
He
I'll
nods
I'll buy
appreciatively.
two. Yeah.
You got 2?
Yeah, I'll get 2.
Got it.
Rum, please.
Okay. Holds up a finger for 1 silver.
Pay him.
So yeah, the place is packed with an assortment of various types and interesting looking people. No sign of anyone that fits Mortlock's description of Amric, though.
While Valifon is receiving his rum, pass another silver to the barkeep. Emmerich Van Demper. Where can I find him?
So the Kenku would just kind of low, kind of squawk like, not the knees, and then points downstairs.
All right.
Thank you. I think the person we are wanting to speak with is downstairs.
I guess downstairs is where we go.
Yep.
Is that the stairs down?
That is the stairs
there?
down.
Sounds good.
So Valifon, as you start heading down, the first thing that you see is a man sitting at the bottom of the staircase. He's got a dagger and he's kind of picking his nails with it, and he looks up towards you, gives you a gruff little and then just goes back to what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Another Kinku.
So, hold up for a little bit for a second, everyone.
Okay. Sorry.
So, as you all walk back there, there is several people around. There's a lot of big, burly-looking guys, heavily armed, clearly wearing armor, kind of leaning up against benches and tables. And at the back of the room, you see a very just greasy dude sitting in the back. He's very, very well dressed. He's got his feet kicked up on the table next to him, and on the couch behind him is a crouched, vaguely humanoid figure. It's got long, spindly spines coming out of it in various different places along its back, all the way down towards its long, forked tail. It carries, kind of loosely in its grip, a forked trident, and it kind of looks up towards you all as you enter. And Amric, as it looks up towards you all, Amric kind of perks up a little bit and he looks over and calls out towards Valifon. Says, "Welcome, friends. What can I do for you all this fine evening?"
Does Valifon recognize what that is?
I would say it's likely, since you have researched the Blood War and the Nine Hells, that you would recognize that as a fiend.
How large is it?
It's just vaguely smaller than a person.
Okay. And it's just sitting there in the open.
Yep, sitting there on the back of Amric's couch. Amric kind of reaches his hand up and strokes the spines like it was a porcupine. Says, "The night is young, everyone. I've still got plenty of coins in my purses. How much are you looking to borrow today?" Layton, are you moving into the lounge proper?
I'm trying to. I'm having some technical difficulties right now.
Okay, I'll get you into a reasonable spot for now.
Thank you. I can. Yeah, my computer just is not working right now.
Okay. So,
The Beyond 20 start working for you yet?
The Beyond 20, was able to get it reinstalled. The problem is I can't get Roll 20 to work right now because every time I sign into it, it says connection to the server is lost.
Yeesh.
that's not good.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah. No.
So, obviously we don't have time to do this right now, but a recommendation, is it possible that it's the extension, the Beyond 20, that's causing these issues? Or is it like
I have
internet
I've
no
connection?
never-
idea. It could be.
Yeah, I've never seen anything that said that was that would cause the issues, but
And what browser are you using?
I'm using right now Firefox, but I was using Chrome and it's not coming up in Chrome.
Okay, yeah, then I don't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
All right, so we will do the best we can.
Yeah. So
To
if we have
Amric,
combat, then okay.
So,
what
yeah, what
makes
are y'all
you
doing?
say- what makes you think that we are here to borrow money?
The guy kind of leans back in his chair. Says, "Why else would you be here?" Valifon,
I
the creature, kind of stares at you, and you can see its head tilting from side to side as it stares at you.
and I will look directly at it, and I will say in Infernal, "Who is your master? Surely you don't serve this greasy one."
So, Amric responds to you in Infernal.
Of course he does.
Says, This creature serves me. At least for now it does. So, you're not here for money." He looks around towards all of you. He says, "And surely the people I keep hearing about that have been raiding my family's businesses and murdering our associates in cold blood, surely those people wouldn't be brazen enough to simply walk into my cellar, into my lounge, and try to come in here and do something."
Being the associate of one who would wield one of these, and I toss the blood-soaked lady's dagger on the table in front of him.
He looks down and says, "You've made a mess of my table."
Maybe. What are the heavily armored guys in the room doing?
The one standing next to you, Valifon, as soon as Amric started to change his composure a bit and start talking about the people that have been causing him problems, the one guy kind of crosses his arms and does the thing where he just gets just a little too close to you and is just standing over you, staring at you. Althea, the guy behind you, he was just leaning up against the back of that stairwell, but now he's kind of moved away from that a bit. You can see he's kind of beginning to pull his mace up from his belt. Layden, the one standing near you, is doing about the same.
Okay. I'm blind right now, so I will take your word for it, sir.
There is a guard standing near you who is beginning to look shifty.
Okay.
So it's obvious he's involved with them. I guess the question now comes down to what are we trying to achieve here? Are we merely trying to arrest him? This out of in game. Are we trying to arrest him? Are we trying to kill him? Or are we simply trying to get information from him? Because if we arrest him, then it could lead to more information into what's been going on in the shadows, and I'm sure the captain of the guard would be more than delighted to have evidence of what's going on.
Remember, Zoj did very specifically say to not get the Flaming Fist involved with the Van Vampers unless you have concrete, irrefutable proof about it.
Right.
So I
So,
don't think we're arresting.
but
So
when we're saying concrete, what are we talking about? Because like arresting someone who has a fiend seems like decent evidence.
Those of you that have lived in Baldur's Gate for a long time would know that it is not the most unusual thing that's ever happened. I mean, frowned upon for sure, but wizards walk around. I mean, magic users walk around with imps and things like that all the time.
True.
Baldur's Gate is not a nice place.
No, it is not. There is an
So I guess-
established cult of devil worshippers in the city, like, and it's what they do when they're allowed to do it.
So chances are the irrefutable evidence that we're looking for, we're probably not going to find unless it's from the mother, who probably has documents or paperwork that we can use as irrefutable evidence. So if we're not arresting and we know he's involved with occultists, I'm assuming we're only going to be doing one thing here.
Not well,
But you know what? Just
not
out of,
necessarily. Let's see.
I am willing to try one thing before we end up in combat, if you allow me to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, allow you to go for it.
All right. In that case, what I'm going to do um, is I'm going to attempt to intimidate him. What we're going to do. Where is it? So I want to use this as I approach him and kind of have those like evil wings sprout out, like demonic wings sprout out from the back of my armor, and just be like, there's a reason why those cultists were killed, and if you are involved with them, then I heavily suggest that you cough up the evidence and beg for a plea bargain, or else your life is forfeit.
Okay, so the devil, this thug, the Kenku, everyone within 10 feet of you, right?
Yep.
Okay. So as you approach, the devil on the back of the couch is very clearly raising its spear up. It's bringing it up into a defensive stance. Everyone sees you beginning to approach Amric. They all begin to draw weapons and approach. Amric is kind of leaning back in his chair a little bit, concern showing on his face for the first time since you all arrived. Now, oh, wait 1 second. I've got something to take into consideration here. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I considered when I saw the fiend, I considered just walking across the room and immediately attacking it as my intro to negotiations.
What's the save DC?
DC 13, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, DC 13.
Okay, here we go. You've got many failures, but unfortunately, the one that matters is not scared. Now I gotta make it for the devil. Which also succeeds.
It's meant to be intimidation, so we'll see if can I make an intimidation roll by chance, or is it just going to be like combat initiated?
It's definitely combat initiated at that point as you step forward,
All right.
making threats towards them. If he had become afraid, I would have let you make a intimidation check, but he is not scared, and so he just leans back on his chair and sees you approach and looks up and says, "Kashara, deal with them." And he doesn't even get up as he says, "Deal with them." Now the other guard, the other two thugs nearby are kind of just like backing away from you. They are clearly terrified of you, and they are very hesitant to make any sort of movement towards you. But we are going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Woohoo.
Okay, so we have a problem. Alex just texted me on restart. He can't even get anything to load. Discord's not
no.
loading. Nothing
Yeah.
is loading. His internet has like completely crapped out on him at the moment.
Okay. So what we will do is we will give him about 10, 15 minutes to get things sorted out. If he can't, then we will go ahead and postpone the rest of the session, and we'll pick up literally right here at the start of this combat, and any payments made for this session will carry over to next week. That's if we can't get him back. Normally what we do in these situations is just move forward, and unfortunate things happen, but since we're missing 2 players, we will definitely try to get Alex back in.
He said he said that I could control him in combat as far for if while he's trying to see if he can get it to start working.
He's back in the hey,
I have
we got
access
we
to
got
his
we got
character sheet,
Anacola.
so.
Hi.
Okay, so that actually worked out. What's up, Foster? Welcome in.
I overslept. I meant to set an alarm and I didn't.
Nice. Nice,
But
nice.
we
nice.
left you a note at the Song Tavern that we're headed to the Low Lantern.
So we'll go
meet
ahead
us there
and
as soon as you could.
okay, so that 100% means that we can proceed.
Was there combat? Oh no.
Not yet. You actually just got here right at the very start. So while we wait for Alex to try and work out his technical issues, so Anacola, what you've missed is the party had about 5 or 6 hours of downtime at the Elfsong Tavern. So if there's something that you want to be doing during that, you can let us know what exactly it was that you would like to do during that. For example, Valifon copied some spells into his spell book. Althea ate an apple. So you had about 4 or 5 hours of downtime at the Elfsong Tavern before you all came over to the Low Lantern. The Low Lantern, right? The Low Lantern is a converted old pirate ship. It's been made basically unseaworthy. The sails have been taken down, and it has been converted into a tavern. The upper level of this tavern you all went into, you were greeted by a elven woman in wizard robes with a little crab on her shoulder, and she greeted you all, got you some drinks. And when you inquired about where Amric was, you were directed downstairs. These people, assuming that you were just here to borrow money like everyone else that comes to visit Amric, and went downstairs. And when they all got down there, we're going to say that Anacola is still on her way in and is just at the top of the stairwell when the fight breaks out. But they got down there and saw a bunch of Amric's goons and Amric himself lounging in a chair with a purple-skinned fiend hanging out on a couch behind him with spines coming out of its back everywhere. Amric treated it a lot like a pet. And a brief conversation followed, after which negotiations were terminated in favor of murder. So that's where we're at now.
Oh, so I should roll initiative.
Yes.
Should I be hearing music or no?
No, I turned it off when Alex was having technical difficulties. But now that you're here, we can continue even if Alex doesn't get back. We do hope that he will.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Nice. My initiative is super good.
So he did give me permission to control his character in this combat while he's working on this. So.
Got it. Okay.
But I'll need control of his token. I have access to his character sheet already.
Right now.
Has a round gone by of combat already?
No, we have just rolled initiative. There's been no rounds of combat yet.
Gotcha.
Okay, you have control. And so we'll go ahead and just jump back into it. And fight. All right, let me get these initiatives going.
I just had a quick question. So for the downtime, I don't remember if I did this last time, but could Anna collect a 1-pound bag of rocks?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what she did. She went around looking for rocks.
I love the randomness of Anacola. It's like, what'd you do with your downtime? I collected a bag of rocks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she has reasons for some things.
You should totally collect insects.
I fully intend to for giant insect. She already has like I think beetles on her, so she's got part of the way there. Actually, yeah, she also collected insects. This is there's more of them in her bag, and they just yeah, they eat what's left of the good berries when they're no longer magical.
Okay. All right, everyone. So, as Amrit kind of just dismissively waves his fiendish ally to deal with all of you, the thugs that are nearby, the guards that are nearby, they're kind of backing away from Althea. They see these dark wings popping off of her, and they're just like, they want nothing to do with it at first, but the one closest to you, Althea, does have his mace drawn, and he seems to be like very hesitant, but he's still got it drawn. That's going to bring us to Valifon. Looks like you're up first.
Hi. I'm gonna start with bonus action Interblade Song. And then
Anacola, you had a short rest since the last fight.
Yes. Wait, what, did I just gain hit points?
I just gave you your 5 back.
Oh, I just rolled the dice for that already.
Oh, did
that
you?
Was me just rolling it, yeah.
My bad. There you go.
so I am casting Catapult,
Nice.
which, let's see, has a range of 60 feet. So what I am catapulting is this chair right
Okay.
here in a line that if this guy saves, it will hit it. Then this guy, if this guy doesn't save, it'll hit him,
All right.
and it goes all the way to the fiend. It's a nice straight line.
This is a wall. Okay, give me a second. Let me actually get that lighting.
Oh, there's a wall with the.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just get one of those two guys. It's fair enough, but still, there's still two of them in a line.
Okay.
Unless there was something handy that I could have catapulted from like here that would have gone through Amric and the fiend.
I mean, there's the dagger you just set on the table.
Yep, that's what I'll catapult then, straight through Amric toward the fiend.
Okay. So Amric's dex save is only a 10. Strikes him square in the chest.
For 16 bludgeoning.
Nice.
It was the blunt end of the dagger.
Right? Just cracks him square in the chest. And you see him just look up at you, and he is not looking very casual anymore.
And I am going to risk the opportunity attack and move to here.
Okay. He makes it a disadvantage. Gets a 14.
Miss.
Nice.
And my bat will fly to here and give the help action against this fiend. So, if Quell attacks it, he'll have advantage.
Okay.
That's it for me.
That's going to bring us to Anacola. Anacola, that staircase in front of you leads down to where you just heard the fight begin.
All right. She is going to she's going to be super exciting, and she's going to tap her staff on the ground and shillelagh, and then she is going to use her spore shape to give herself 16 temporary hit points.
Nice.
How do I? Okay, temporary hit points. Is that the red box?
You can use it for the red box. Or you can just overheal yourself, and we'll just have to remember to take it off at the end.
I'll just put it in the temp hit point box. I'll remember. Yes, and should there be music now? By the way.
Yes, there should.
Yeah. So that is her ultimate, which also set to the side in case anything runs by. Yes. So she used. Where is it?
So just so you know, everyone that's up there with you is just tavern patrons. No one up there has acted aggressively yet.
Yep. And she'll just be kind of standing there, looking as she normally does before getting covered in even more bugs and spores.
Nice.
And then she's gonna take a step aside so no one can run into her, and that'll be her turn.
Amric is going to get up and he's going to look down at the dented plate of like vague. It's almost armor-ish, but not quite. But he looks down and it's very clearly you've tarnished his jacket. And he said, "Do you have any idea how much this cost?" And then he throws out a hand and a dagger just whips out from a contraption that he had on his arm. And he's going to kind of make a tisk 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 sound before he lashes out at you thrice with that dagger. It is a 24 thrice. A 24, a 13, and a 16 to hit.
The 24 hits.
For 6 piercing. Were you concentrating on?
I was concentrating on guidance on Kroll.
Oh, okay.
So,
brings us
he is
to
now gone.
the thug back here who is going to rush up and take a swing at Layden with his mace. A 19 to hit for the first attack and a 15 for the second.
And both miss.
What's Layden's AC?
20.
20. Jeez, I'm seeing 19 on the sheet. Should I change it?
You should change it.
Okay.
He probably didn't update it on his roll 20 sheet.
Got
He's plate armor and a shield.
Nice. Okay, roll.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack the fiend.
Okay.
And hold on, just one sec. When you hit with an attack. So Orcish Fury, if I was to do that, I can do that after if it hits, correct?
Let me see. Orcish Fury.
Here, I'll put it up.
Okay.
Burns tirelessly, you gain the following bonus. You can roll.
Yeah, when you hit with an attack. So you get to see if it hits first, and then if it hits,
Okay.
then you can roll the extra damage dice. So you have to announce it before the damage roll after the hit.
Okay, sorry, I'm a little out of it today.
No worries, dude. You're fine.
All right, so I'm going to attack the fiend with my battle axe one-handed. And I
Oh.
have advantage because of the bat.
Oh, yep. 16 hits.
Okay, so I will use my Orcish Fury. I could do that once per long rest. So it is a D8. So let me just put that on there.
Okay, nice. Nice. So 16 total. Not bad.
And I'm actually going to use one of my superiority dice and do a trip attack.
Okay.
So let's see. Trip attack.
Strength save result is... Ooh, a 7. It goes prone.
Alright, so I roll a D8. I believe that's what I have. Yeah, D8s. So let me roll a D8 really quick. So we add
Okay.
3 damage to that.
All right. It is looking pretty rough. You've done some considerable damage to it on that first round.
And I'm going to do a action surge.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take it down as fast as I can. All right, action surge, and I will attack again.
16 hits.
Okay.
No Orcish Fury this time,
Oh,
unfortunately.
yeah. Sorry. Just 8.
All right. It screeches, and on the floor, you hit it with your axe again, and it's just like, "Ah!" And it just lets loose this shriek of pain and anger at you, Kroll. It is looking really hurt, but it is not quite down.
All right. And that should be it, I
Okay.
believe. I don't think I could do anything else.
Brings us to the thug right next to Althea, and Althea, he's just gonna be like, and he's gonna swing his mace at you at disadvantage, because he is like practically flying. He's trying to run from you at the same time, but he is still going to make those attacks. So it is a 6
Flailing.
and an 8 to hit at disadvantage, just flailing his
Right.
mace, trying, get away, get away!
She'll just kind of like look at him with like her pale black and red eyes, just be like, "You fool."
You fool. Okay.
Alex is back.
All right. Alex,
I
welcome
don't know
back.
how good it's gonna. Hey, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm running it off my phone for right now
Okay.
as the router. So hopefully the internet. Hopefully this fixes my problem.
Hopefully.
And you see the
Alright.
map?
The map is black right now, but I can see that you guys are in initiative right now.
Yep, I rolled initiative for you.
Yes,
You
I
rolled
can
horribly.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, I have a guy behind me. There's a bat. You're familiar.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see the map now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, so Kroll, this thing is gonna get up onto its feet and just let loose a shriek right in your face, and
Okay.
it is going to. Well, first off, it's going to try and stab at you with its little trident fork thing. Gets a 16, bounces harmlessly off of your plate mail, and then it's gonna lunge at you and try to
but-
bite at your face.
Can I do a reaction really quick before it does that?
You can do a reaction.
So riposte.
Okay.
So when he misses, I can do an attack against him.
Okay.
All right. So battle axe and D8. Okay, here we go.
Yep, fighters be crazy.
17 hits. 13. So Kroll, it lunges at you with its jaw open. You see all these little needle teeth flinging out at you, and it's just letting loose this terrible shrieking noise. And your axe just catches it right in that open jaw and just cleaves the entire top half of its skull clean off. It stumbles down to the ground and rolls into a heap right in front of you. And the eyes of the severed top of its head kind of whip over to you real quick, and they look real angry for a brief moment before the entire pile just kind of like collapses into a pile of ash and dust, which eventually disappears itself as well.
Hells yeah. All right.
All right. So Amric sees all that, and he's just like, he's looking, Kashara! That spooked him more than seeing Althea transform, just how quickly you were able to dispatch that thing. Alright, Althea, you're up.
She'll just kind of like look at Emmerich and be like, "I warned you," as she deals with. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go straight for Emmerich. I'm gonna take a step forward here. Come on, stop lagging.
Roll 20 lagging for you too?
Like crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Seems to
That's
always
what it
do
was
that.
doing for me earlier, and then it just shut down for me.
All right, and we're gonna. He's gonna feel some pain, because we're gonna gonna Hex Blaze Curse him as well. So... Oh, I need to add that later. Alright, we're gonna attack him now. Where is it?
Ooh, 20 hits.
Yeah, it's actually a 24 or 22, sorry. So hit him nice and hard.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice roll.
Yeah, takes the hit straight to the midsection and almost stumbles over his couch. The look of cool composure over his face has faded completely. You can see him assessing his options now.
Alright, that'll be it for me.
Okay. Layden, the man next to you, closes in with his buddy and takes 2 swings with his mace at you. It is a 21
Okay.
and a 16 to hit.
Let's see here. Oh man. 1 gets through. 21 gets through.
7 bludgeoning.
Damn it. Now, because he hit me, you said 7 gets through?
Yep.
Alright, 7. And then, because he hit me, I'm going to do my reaction, which is Wrath of the Storm.
Nice.
And then, give me a second, I have to find it, and I'm going to do that right now. Did that roll? Did anybody see
Hey,
that?
you got it. With max damage, it
Yep.
looks like. Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
He does get a DC 13 save.
Okay, what kind of save? Dex?
Dex. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does succeed, unfortunately. Half on the success, so still takes 4.
So,
Or still
there we
takes
go.
5. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Yeah, he
Math
takes
is
5.
not hard.
And see, once I get to 6th level, I get a nice little bonus. Once I choose lightning damage, then it also does thunder damage on top of it.
Okay. Alright, brings us to this thug here, who is going to turn the corner and come at Krull there. He is still scared, and... Oh, it was until the end of your turn, right,
Oh.
Althea?
Yep.
Okay, so they are
Yep,
not
you're no longer
frightened.
scared.
Okay.
They've gotten used to seeing me like that.
Oh no. I was hoping they were gonna stay scared.
You know what? After seeing that, and after seeing how scared he got, I think he would go after Althea. And get that spicy
Totally
pack
understandable.
tactics. Alright. It is a 23 and a 21 with pack tactics activated.
Wow, that is surprisingly high. Do I want to take that damage? Let's scare him even more. I'll shield.
Nice. Oh, shit.
When you know you can get rid of 2 attacks with a single shield, that's
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
I'll scare him even more as such effective attacks just bounce off.
Roll an intimidation check. So he was absolutely terrified to begin with, and he sees all that, and he is frightened again.
She just kind of look back behind her and just be like, "You foolish humans! You really think you can touch me with your brittle blades?"
All right, Layden, you're up.
Alrighty. So, I've got 2 guys right next to me. Okay. First, I'm going to... Well... So, if I did a breath attack, right? Would that get both of the guys? Would I get both of them?
Unfortunately not. Your cone wouldn't work that way.
Okay.
You could take a opportunity attack though and move to here, and
Yeah,
then
that would do it. That
breathe
would do
at
it.
them.
So right here,
Yep.
Opportunity
I'm
attack
taking
misses.
the opportunity attack. Okay.
That was my plan for you if you hadn't shown back up.
Okay. That's funny. So I'm gonna do
Including
my,
using your channel divinity to maximum damage it.
yes, I will do that too. Okay. Breath weapon. Let's do that. See if that shows up. There we go. And then
DC 12.
Yep.
yes.
And I don't think you have to choose whether to use the channel divinity until after you know if they've saved or not.
Yeah.
One success, one failure.
Okay.
This one succeeds. This one fails.
All right. So the one right in front of me fails.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
probably
then
not worth it.
no, it's not. So so I can't do any other attack other than a bonus action, correct?
Correct.
All right, we'll do bonus action. Where did it go? Spiritual weapon.
Okay, nice. Excellent. I love clerics. They might be my favorite class.
They are my favorite. So they just got the damage.
I haven't gotten a chance to be a player very often, but my playthrough, my run with a cleric is hands down my favorite that I've done so far.
Okay. So spiritual weapon is going to be right by the guy that just got hit, and
Okay.
I want it to hit him again.
Okay.
I didn't roll the whole thing, did I?
No, it looks
You
like
need
it's
to roll
just
to
damage.
hit.
You could roll a
Okay,
d20
so-
in the chat if it's not working, and then just add your marks.
There should
Okay.
be. He should have a thing to the left of the spell that rolls it.
There we go.
That.
A 7 does not hit, unfortunately.
Cessation of Inspiration.
There you go. 21 hits
There we go.
for 9. Okay, for the one that already got hit.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm going to do Channel Divinity on the 9
Can you do that on a spiritual
for
weapon?
max damage.
No, the channel
No, I
divinity
can't.
only.
No. Okay. Well then, he has got hit with 9 damage then.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, at the top of the round, Amric looking around concerned, you hear him shout, Shad! Shad, get your ass up here! And you hear Kroll, you hear it clearer than anyone. You already hear someone say, already on my way, boss! And then you start hearing, like, creaking from the floorboards beneath you. Someone very big is on his way.
Oh shit.
That's exciting. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Okay, Falafon, you're up.
So I will start with a bonus action casting of Shadow Blade.
Okay.
But I haven't attacked with it yet. I'm going to look at Amric and go, surrender or die.
He smiles at you and says, you think you've won already? Oh, misguided. Misguided indeed.
And with the advantage that my bat is giving me, that's a 23 for 9 psychic damage.
Okay, that does hit.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, Nicole, we're back to you.
Woo, okay. She is going to head downstairs.
Okay.
One sec, sorry. Adjusting my screen. Okay. She'll head down. So that was 5, 10, 15. Okay. So, of the two people she sees, what are they wearing?
Which two can you see? Let me see real quick.
These
Okay,
two.
yep, they're both wearing leather armor.
I wouldn't want to wear. Is this difficult terrain?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
Easily enough to push past chairs.
Okay. Can I attack this guy from here?
Yeah. I'll say that he has half cover since he's literally on the other side of a large pole from you, but you can try.
Okay, she'll go right here.
Okay, there you go. That'll do it.
Then she'll hex him, and then attack with Shillelagh.
Oof.
Ooh, ouch. Okay. That's her whole turn.
Okay. So, as you all are seeing this, and Balafon, Amrit kind of takes a step back, and he's holding at his head, like confused at the strike that you just dealt to him. And he's like, enough of this. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little black crystal. And he says, bye-bye, and hurls it onto the ground. And out from it erupts what starts off as a small black circle on the ground and quickly expands outward to envelop a huge portion of the back cabin. My Roll20 is running a bit slow too. That entire area is now magical darkness.
Oh.
And as that happens, Althea and Valafon, you see Amric's eyes flash with a bright red as he takes a step back into the dark.
Which way step?
Oh shit, wrong layer. But as you technically cannot see him, there will be no opportunity attacks. That is his turn.
Doesn't Valafon have blind sight?
No, Kroll
Malifon does not have blind sight. I wish I did. My bat has blind sight, but I have to spend an action to see through its senses.
Oh, sorry, I got blind fighting.
Yeah, Kroll
the
can
same.
see him.
Blind fighting is super helpful right now, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He does not know that about Kroll.
Kroll keeps on catching people by surprise with that.
Including himself.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have devil sight. Darn. Oh well.
So, with that, Kroll, you start hearing a thud, thud, thud from the stairs coming up from behind you. And he physically runs into you because he cannot see either. And this huge brute of a man runs into you and says, "Boss, I can't see!" And Amric just yells out, "Start punching!" And he does that. And he's just going to start swinging massive ham fists at the back of Kroll. Kroll, he does
With
not have
disadvantage.
advantage. He has disadvantage. And yeah, he can't see shit.
Oh yeah, and Kroll has advantage on hitting anyone.
So Kroll, at disadvantage, it is a 17,
Yeah,
a
that misses.
9, and an 18.
They all miss.
All right. So you all just hear like metallic rings as somebody's just punching on Kroll's plate armor. All right. Brings us down to this guy who, seeing Althea come from behind him, is a bit confused on who to hit first. So he is just going to give them one skibbity pap each.
Con save.
Yep. Con save result is a 7. Failure.
Hey. It's 5 necrotic damage.
Okay. The first swing is coming at you, Anacola, and it is a 19 to hit for 5 bludgeoning.
Oh. Okay.
Second one is coming Layden's way,
Okay.
and it is only an 8 to hit.
Misses.
Roll. You're up.
Okay. So I'll go after the big bad over here with my battle axe.
23 certainly hits.
Okay. And I'm gonna do a trip attack.
Okay.
So let's expend a superiority die, add a d8 right there.
Right. So 15.
Yeah.
Nice. A look of shock crosses Amric's face as you strike out and accurately find his location and hit him.
All right. And that's all I really can do. I think I'm just going to stay there and block the giant's path.
Okay. All right, Althea, these guys are going to take swings at you with disadvantage.
All right. Have fun.
Yep. It is a 6 and an 8.
Nope, not even close.
Resist you, Althea.
All right. Let's see. Is this magical darkness or like darkness from a potion?
Yes.
Got it. All right.
So you're right. Let me go ahead and describe that a little better for you all. It is a magical darkness. It is a thick cloud that is not moving. It's roiling around, but it's not dispersing like a gas or a smoke would. So it is behaving like a very thick roiling smoke, but it's not dispersing like you would expect one to.
Just a quick thing. Would it be? It would just be a straight roll for everyone except Kroll within it, right? Because they're all blind.
That is correct. That is the way. Yes, but luckily either way, even with advantage, even with straight rolls, they wouldn't have been able to hit.
No,
Althea.
yeah. No, yeah. I know. I just wanted for future.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. I'm going to. Would I have heard him moving away from me over here?
Yeah, you would have heard him.
All right. I'll take a step forward, and I'll start attacking him.
Okay.
Uh,
16 does not hit.
really?
Yeah. Since I did a trip attack, did he save?
He did save.
Sorry. Okay. I just didn't hear that part. All right.
Oh, you know what? He didn't. Oh, he would he have still taken the 5 from the superiority dice if he saved?
I think he still takes the damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He still takes it. It just depends on whether he gets tripped or not.
Yeah, he did save.
All right.
Well, I guess he dodged it, so it is what it is. That's it for me.
At this point, the man who is still afraid is going to run. Kroll, you can take an opportunity attack at him if you want to.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay, that hits. For 10.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Makes it to right here, and we'll make a wisdom save to see if he can throw off his terror. And he cannot. Anicola, that man is running for his life. So, all right.
I sadly don't have a reaction yet.
You know what? In that case, he is actually going to use his dash action and just continue running. So, Anicola, you can take a swipe at him if you want to as well.
I do not have a reaction.
Okay. This one, on the other hand, is going to swing
Hi,
his
Felicia.
mace twice at Anicola. Anicola, it is a 16. Oh, and a crit.
Fuck. They both hit.
So 4. It is a total of 13 bludgeoning.
No. That's
Layden.
my.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see what I can do here.
And Hex's turn.
I was debating whether I should have taken Blind Sight over Agonizing Blast.
No.
Agonizing Blast is
Well,
good.
well, here's the problem because like normally I'm gonna be in melee combat anyways, right? So I'm not gonna be using agonizing blast that
Yeah,
much.
there is that.
That's a good point.
All right, let's see. I'm just
You
gonna
mean- you
hit with
mean-
my.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna hit with my warhammer. Gonna hit the guy in front of me with my warhammer.
Cool, flanking with Anacola.
Yep, and then there's that,
16 hits.
and then I'll roll for damage.
Wielding your shield.
There we go.
You have your shield.
Yes, he had.
Yes, I do have my shield.
Takes 4.
And then I'm going to roll for my bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Which is it attack?
It's going to attack the guy in front of me.
Okay.
All right, so give me a second here and let me get that screen up. There's that. And then I'll
Yes,
roll
sir.
for damage.
Yep.
All right,
Nice.
for 8.
All right, good damage.
And that's my turn.
All right, Valifon.
I can tell which way Amric ran, correct?
Yes, you could hear him moving, and you saw his eyes kind of drift back into the darkness away from you.
Okay. I'm gonna send my bat this way just to kind of keep an eye on him, and then I will move to here and attack with my dark saber,
Okay.
which in darkness gives me advantage. So.
All right,
I'm
so
not a
straight
dark
roll.
saber, but shadow blade, and I still miss. Is there anything I can do with my bonus action that's worth anything? And that would be no. Next.
Okay, Anacola.
She is so upset that this guy got rid of her wild shape before she even got to do anything. She's gonna hex him again. I'll just get rid of the spell slot because that didn't show up. There we go. And she is going to attack.
Nice.
Hey, let's.
Oh,
Good.
Okay, and then that's also hex.
All right, Anacola. How do you kill this man?
Yeah, she is going to oh gods, her eyes just turn like pure black before she just starts like literally bludgeoning him to death. Just, like hitting him over the head, hitting him in the shin, hitting him in the crotch, and then just like over and over and over again, until it's a badger in a tavern situation again. And there's blood all over her, and that will be her turn. Oh,
All right.
You
wait,
get 2d6. You get 2d6 on your hex.
I got nat 20.
Oh.
Yep.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, and then she's just going to turn to look at this guy.
His eyes are like all wide. Just like looking at your handiwork and looking back at you. All right. Anything else?
That'll be it.
It's gonna bring us to Amric. Who does he think is the biggest threat right now? I feel like he would chalk up Kroll's strike at him to lucky shot. Although, Kroll has done the most damage to him so far, so he's going to come at Kroll.
sweet. Bring it.
All right, Kroll. First attack's only an 8. Second one is a 23. The third one is a
Uh,
24.
Just sec.
Okay.
After that first miss, I want to do the riposte.
Okay.
So I'm gonna my last superiority die. So I do an attack with superiority die. There we go.
15 does not hit.
Damn it. All right. Well. So what was the second attack? Sorry.
23 and a 24
Yeah, they both hit.
for a total of 15 piercing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that is all he can do. You all have his escapes cut off. Brings us to Shad, who's going to blindly start taking some swings at Mr. Kroll there. At disadvantage, it is an 11, a 13, oh, a 19?
Yeah, my armor class is 19.
Okay, for 9 bludgeoning on that last hit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, he hits hard. All right. Brings us to the guard, the bouncer dude who's in front of Layden, who's been getting the shit kicked out of him. And con save, yep. Con save result is a 21.
Ugh, okay.
He is going to swing his mace twice at Layden. Layden, it's a 23 and a 17 to hit.
The 23 hits, but he's also going to do Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
So, what's the damage?
The first one's only 3.
3. Okay, so 3 damage. I'm going to do that. And then, let's see here. Wrath of the Storm. Give me a second.
Is that the dex save again?
Yes, it is.
Result is an 18.
Is it is an 18?
Result is an 18 for the dex save. So he takes half of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2.
All right. That's going to bring us back to Kroll.
So Kroll will go after Valathon.
Balathon?
Sorry.
It's like,
I looked at his
we have
picture.
a traitor
I
in
saw
our
your name
midst.
right above it. Sorry, that was my bad. Going after the big bad guy then.
All right.
So
11 is not going to
sessional
do it.
inspiration.
Sessional 24 does it.
Okay. No superior. Crap, I keep forgetting. 9.
Okay.
And that's all I can do right now, I believe. I don't really have a bonus action. Well, I could.
Second wind.
Yeah, let me do second wind.
Yeah, there you go. Get some HP back.
All right. So second wind. D10 plus 4. So 14. Ooh,
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay. Brings us to this thug here, who is just going to step forward and start swinging wildly. So, Kroll, you're 1. Althea, you're 2. Althea, you have half cover against this attack. So plus 2 bonus to your AC.
Okay.
21?
Nope.
Okay. The other one was an 8. So,
Alright.
all right. That brings us to you, Althea.
I can't hex him because I can't see him. So
You already hexed him.
I hexblade cursed him.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we're just gonna keep hitting him because nothing else to do. That's okay. Maybe we'll get a good hit in here. I can't get that crit in any way possible, eh?
No, unfortunately
The
not.
darkness.
Right.
Yeah. That is really unfortunate. um. Well, hopefully this darkness fades away soon. That's it for me.
Okay. Altus is dead. All right. Layden, you're up.
Okay. Layden is going to. A second here. I am going to do Guiding Bolt on the individual in front of me.
That would be a disadvantage. Oh, I guess.
It would?
Yeah, it would be a disadvantage, and flanking does not apply to ranged attacks. So, because an enemy is within 5 feet of you, any ranged attack you make will be a disadvantage.
Alright, never mind. Then I will hit him with my Warhammer.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what happens. That.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
hits.
Oh god, yes.
Sweet.
I was banking on
Alright.
it dying this turn.
Alright, and here's my damage.
Oh.
Layden, how do you kill this man?
I hit him over the head, and then I grab him and bite him in his throat out.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, he goes down like a sack of bricks.
And he didn't even roll the damage with the crit. He just rolled the straight damage.
Yes, I did.
Yep. All right.
Alright. I still have. I can move, correct?
Yep. You can move, and you can move your spiritual weapon as well.
Okay. I'm going to move. Let me see what my movement speed is. Give me a second. 20. Great. So 15. Alright, I'm going to move to here and move my spiritual weapon right over the Kinku's head.
Oh jeez.
Okay. I would just like to point out that the Kenku has not done anything aggressive at all this entire time.
Too bad.
All right.
Yeah. He's there.
No.
He looks up
And,
and he's just like, ah.
I still have a bonus action left.
Oh no.
No, bonus
Yeah,
action
yeah.
is
The
moving
moving,
here.
moving the
I'm
spiritual weapon.
moving. Okay. Okay, cool. Then
Is the
that's it.
Kinku a combatant?
He's not fighting. He's been cowering behind the bar this whole time.
Well,
Don't kill the sweet Kinku. He gets his drinks.
I'm sorry, but I tasted blood and my blood is up.
Oh no.
So that's Layden's turn for right now as he stands over the Kenku growling
It's
and
just
showing his blood-covered
holding
teeth.
holding his hands up and screaming. Balafon.
Yeah. So attack with the Shadow Blade. And miss.
Yep.
And my my familiar will give the help action now for whoever attacks Amric next.
Nicole, you're up.
Okay. Anna is going to use another wild shape to. Oh god, I have a lot of them. Okay, one sec. To turn into a giant spider.
Nice.
Then. Yep, she turned into a giant spider, and then she's going to run straight. She's going to run straight into the darkness, and she can see perfectly fine.
Go ahead and roll initiative for the giant spider, and we'll get you back in at I think it was 11 you were at.
No, I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and roll again, and we'll get you back up to 20.
Oh yeah, that's confusing because of the thing. Sorry. How do I? Oh wait, it's like one of the things.
I don't think I have token actions for your spider yet here.
No. Yeah, no, there's no the initiative isn't. Should I just roll Dex, or is like?
Something is breaking my APIs over and over again tonight.
Oh, I found it.
All right, I'll have token action set back up for it in just a moment here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Okay, and we'll turn that to 20. And go ahead.
Okay. Bonus action. She's going to hex this guy. And then go over here. And that'll be her turn.
Shad is going to continue doing shad things. All right, Kroll at disadvantage. It is a nat 1, an 8, and a 9.
Nope.
That brings us to your turn, Kroll.
All right, so I will go after him again.
Okay. That's certainly it. Okay, he's starting to look a
4,
little rough.
9. And that's all I can do for right now.
Okay. This one here, once again, swings around and randomly manages to swing around the pole towards Althea. Althea, it's a 5 to hit.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, he gets 2 attacks. One more. It's a 10.
Another
You're up,
no.
Althea.
All right, another try, another swing. Here we go.
Oh, where'd Amber go? Oh. I'm
Unlucky.
vaguely confused here. Okay, Amric's turn got skipped. Althea, as soon as you're done acting, we're gonna jump back to Amric.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed, so my turn's pretty much over.
Okay. At the beginning of this turn, of Amric's turn, the darkness fades.
Oh.
Oh.
So your attack. This is a bit wonky because the darkness was supposed to fade at the beginning of his turn, which means a few things. It means the thug wouldn't have had disadvantage against Althea, but you know what? Althea, go ahead and roll damage on your attack. Actually,
I'd still have to use inspiration to hit, though.
No, because did Kroll take an attack against him? He did. Okay, so never mind. So yeah, so that's all worked out well. At this point, what would Amric do? At this point, I feel like Amric is going to he's going to keep fighting for. You can see the thoughts racing across his face. He is very much considering his situation here, and he decides that he is going to continue fighting for now. His con save result is an 18. So, stabs. Seeing Althea and Kroll in their big old fancy armor, he's going to start a stabbing at Valifon. And miss with the first one, nat 1. The second attack is a 20. The next is also a miss with a 9.
Yeah, I'll take the 20.
So 7 piercing. Layden?
All right. Layden's going to wink at the Kenku and then do his breath attack at the guy directly in front of him.
All right. The Kenku is very confused and terrified.
Hold on. All right, we're gonna do the breath attack.
Oh.
And does it do anything?
Okay. Dex save is a fail. Hard fail.
Okay. So no damage.
Oh no, he
Oh, yeah,
failed. He
dude.
failed the save, so he takes the 2.
Okay. That was an action. Then my bonus action is going to be to move to right in front of him.
No, that's
Okay.
just your movement. Your bonus action is
Oh.
your spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which you could drag up
Okay.
and give him the good old skibbity pap.
I can't. It's not letting me drag it. But yes, I would like to move it over his head and smack him over the head with it.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get anything. Alrighty, here goes nothing.
Three hits.
For 4 damage.
All right.
And then he smiles at the guy, and you can see the blood all over his face and teeth.
All right, Valifon.
How brightly lit is it here? Is this dim light or bright light?
It's where you are standing. It is bright light.
Okay. Darn it. Okay, booming blade. And hit him with my shadow blade.
Unfortunately,
Is a 16 going to
a hit if I use 16
my
is
session?
not- a 16 is not going to do it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yep.
All right.
And my bat will give the next person
Advantage.
advantage on attack on him.
Okay. Anna.
Ooh, okay. She's going to move down and flank and then attack.
Okay. 12 hits.
Oh, sorry, that was it's to DM for some reason.
Yep. Fix that right now.
Oh, and it's 12 hits? Jeez.
12 hits.
Okay. So that is... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So... yeah, they have to make a con save.
Result is a 9.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, so they take 3 poison damage. They take 2 piercing, 3 poison, and... Shoot. Yeah, they just take the poison damage. But they also take hex.
Okay. Good roll the hex.
That's 3 extra damage. And I think that is all.
Okay. That is going to bring us back to Amric.
Surrender now. And infernal. Give him a hint.
Make a persuasion check, Valifon. He is
I'm
going
not very
to
persuasive.
hop over to here and risk the opportunity to attack from Kroll. Go ahead, Kroll.
All right.
21 hits.
Risking an opportunity attack from Crawl is not a wise decision.
Yeah. He's a little bit into panic mode. And he is going to jump back here and try to get behind Valifon, kind of jamming himself up into that corner. No. First, he is going to... He's going to do what he thinks he can right now. And Valifon, 3 dagger strikes are coming your way.
Okay.
With an 8, a 16, and a 23 to hit.
Shield.
Okay.
Oh, no. The shield won't help me.
Okay,
The
so
23
the
hits.
23 for 5 piercing. And that is what he is going to do. He jumps over the couch, takes a few swipes at Valifon and then sees Althea staring him down. He's bleeding and bloodied, and he is going to stay right there for now. Bringing us to Shad. He's going to continue his Shadley things. Now he doesn't have disadvantage anymore, so Kroll.
Shit.
It is a 20, a 20, and a 19.
All 3 hit.
Nice. All right. So 15, it is a total of 20 bludgeoning you take.
Holy shit. All right.
Oh jeez. Could Emmerich make a con save, please?
Yes. Con save result for Amberx is a 6.
Hey, that's 4 necrotic.
Okay. Kroll, it is your turn.
All right. I think I'm... Screw it. I'm just going to stay there, just block the giant's path still, and I'll go after this guy over here. See if I can get him.
19 hits. Okay. Yeah, he's still standing.
Okay. And that's it.
Brings us to his turn. And yeah, Kroll, you have officially been nominated the punching bag of these two guys. So it is 2 attacks, and this guy's pack tactics is active. So it is a 19 and a 20.
Yeah, they both hit.
What is that? Math. 14 bludgeoning.
All right, so I'm down, but I also have my I can't remember what it's
Too
called.
angry to die ability.
Yeah, relentless endurance.
Yep.
But then also with my orcish fury, I can do an attack as soon as I come up. So I'm at 1 health. So -9. And I will do an attack.
25 hits. 13 fucking kills him. So this guy brings his mace down right onto Kroll's head. Kroll just drops for a quick moment, but then his eyes just shoot open, and he just leaps to his feet, and with an upward swipe just catches this guy square in the chest with his great axe. A more surprised man never did exist.
Hell yeah.
All right, Althea.
Alright, we're gonna strike out at him again. This time, I don't have to worry about magical darkness. So... Come on.
There
There we go.
16. Althea, how do you take
And
him
we'll
down?
do it we'll do it non-lethally.
Okay, so what do you do?
So I'm just gonna like, right as it's about to crush his skull, I like hold back the last second so he doesn't outright kill him to knock him unconscious. And then what I'm gonna do is, as his body crumples to the ground, I'm just gonna like put my foot on his chest and yell out to the rest of the room, "Stand down, or I finish him off."
Yeah, Kroll, next to you, Shad would just kind of like look around your feet and see Amric on the ground. And he puts his hands there like, I just work here. I'll just go if I'll just. And he starts backing away from you, Kroll.
As I'm wiping the blood from my axe.
Do you let him leave?
Yeah, I'll let him leave.
Yep. So you hear he's slowly backing down the ship. You swear the boat is like leaning in the direction that he's moving to with his weight. And he kind of like turns a corner, and then you hear dum 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 as he throws himself out a porthole.
Does he have legendary move actions?
Sorry? Oh no, we're dropping out of initiative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amric's unconscious. That man is the only combatant left. We are dropping out of initiative. But if it helps, yes, legendary, large man is legendary. All right, everyone. So, with Amric subdued, the remaining people of his entourage having fled, we will go ahead and take a bit of a late break, but a break nonetheless. So, back in 10 minutes, everybody, and then we'll pick up from here. All right, everybody. So, welcome back. Having fought your way through Amric and his goons, you now have the middle Van Thamper brother subdued, unconscious. And what would y'all like to do now?
Oh.
Torture him for information.
Who's left in the bar?
The Kenku is still cowering behind the bar. If anyone was to look upstairs, you would see that the proprietor has closed the place down and it is empty upstairs. Clearly wanting nothing to
say we
do
tie
with
him up.
whatever you were all doing.
I say we tie him up and then beat the crap out of him for information.
Beat the crap out of him now, he'll be dead. But he did say that he had a good bit of gold to lend. So there's a sack of
True.
gold or a chest of gold or something around here somewhere.
Yeah, under the desk, you will find there is 150 gold pieces in a small box that he kept under that table he had his feet kicked up on.
Alright. Is there anything else around? Anything on his person? Anything?
He's got the dagger that he was fighting with. That's really it though. He's dressed in very fine clothes that are obviously completely ruined now, after the beating you all gave him. But yeah, it was that money, his daggers. Didn't really carry a whole lot on him.
Does he have any armor?
Just the. Actually, no, he does not wear armor.
Damn, he had a high AC for no armor.
Yeah, he has something called Suave Defense that he uses instead of armor.
I will do a ritual casting of detect magic to look around his area of operations.
The only thing that you sense is directly above you. There is a few magical effects. What's the school for barriers and locks and all that?
Abjuration.
So you do find some abjuration magic upstairs. But from when you first came in, that appears to be the captain's quarters.
Okay. I suggest that we might want to give a very large tip to the proprietor of this place and take our drunken friend elsewhere.
Sounds good to me.
Agreed.
Oh, I know. Why don't we bring him to his brother to hold on to for now, until we're done dealing with the mother.
Anna's gonna go over to him, still a spider, and try and like get him onto her back.
Okay.
He's a medium.
All right. Yeah. Carry him out.
Oh wait. Should we rest? Because she considers just passing out on the couch for a bit.
Why don't we drop this guy's body off with Murloc? Was it
Mortlock.
Morlock? We can drop his brother off with him. You know, let him deal with him for now, and then take our rest, and then we can maybe interrogate him if he wakes up, or we can go deal with the mother in the upper city.
I believe
And
we can
did
find
Mortlock tell you where to find him?
at the Sunken Sea Rat.
Sunken Sea Rat.
We can take our drunken friend to the upper city, to the Sunken Sea Rat on the north side of the Wide.
Everyone okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night right now. That whole confrontation took a little bit more than an hour. Between getting down there, the initial conversation, and then figuring out what to do with them after. So about 6:30 in the evening. It is relatively crowded out. There are quite a few people out, but a group of people dragging a unconscious person through the streets, claiming he is drunk, is not anything too out of the ordinary. So let's go ahead and whoever would be doing the talking to anyone that would inquire, go ahead and roll charisma deception checks at advantage.
It'd probably be me, but I'd probably also be intimidating them by like giving them a glare.
Okay, go for it. You can do charisma intimidation. Okay. So you are left alone all the way up to the Sunken Sea Rat in the northeastern corner of the upper city.
I would have used prestidigitation as well, just to clean off his clothes, so it didn't look like he like super bloodied.
Like, so it just looked like he was like just about to be murdered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. So Mortlock, as you all get there, Mortlock is kind of sitting in a back corner of the place, keeping to himself. He's in a bit of a shadowy spot, but he's quite a large man, so it's easy to spot him as you enter. And he sees you all, and dragging the form, he kind of gets to his feet, and as you all approach him, he looks and says, What do you why have you brought him here?
Well, we don't want him.
Well, we need someone to look after him right now, because he's potential evidence of what's going on.
So
And
you wish me to what? Lock him up somewhere?
if possible, tie him up and just keep an eye on him until we find the rest of the evidence that we need. Could you do that for us?
He would recognize my voice and see me coming from a mile away. But I suppose there's nothing left to lose anymore. Shen! He calls out from someone behind you all. And scraggly old sailor of a man comes hobbling on over, missing a leg. Says, Shen, you mind if we use one of your rooms and keep him in there? Preferably one of the ones without windows. The man he calls over is like, and Mortlock lets you know that he will take care of it. He'll keep him here he can keep him here for at least a day, he says.
That's fine. I don't think we'll need more than that. We're gonna be
Mortlock. Are you aware if there's an inn that might have visibility of the Van Thamper estates?
Says there's no inns within several blocks of the actual villa. However,
Okay.
let me check something real quick. I'm checking if there is.
Okay. Also, when you have a chance, I want to know what was the name that Amric used for the devil, the fiend that we kind of smashed quickly. I heard him use it. I just don't remember
Yes, he
what
did
it was.
use the fiend's name. It was like Shakura, something like that. I almost said Shakshusa.
Kira.
It's Shakira.
Okay.
Okay, so the name of the fiend. So there is not any taverns that look over the villa itself. I see the helm and cloak there, but I'm not sure what that is, and I can't see it. I'm not seeing it in the gazetteer.
I think the Helm and Cloak is a Baldur's Gate video game in.
All right, so at this point, I think it's since there's probably a room we can stay for the
Kashara.
night.
Sorry, the fiend's name was Kashara.
Shara. Okay. Thank you.
So I say we take a long rest here for the night, and then in the morning we head over to the villa, and we go find evidence that she's been involved with the cultists, so that the Flaming Fist can take action.
Yeah, I'm
Here,
in
or
desperate
would we rather spend a little bit and sleep in a bit cleaner place?
She'll just kind of like look at Valathon and be like, "You can have the nicer room here if you want. I'm sure they have a more lush room here. I don't really care too much myself."
So there is actually a tavern right next to the villa. It is the Helm and Cloak. It is right across the street.
Perfect.
It is an inn and tavern.
Do you want to sleep there instead?
Yes, because we can do a little surveillance while we take our long rest and drink
I
wine
agree.
rather than grog.
How long did it take to get to where we are from the ship?
About 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. She's still a spider.
Nice.
No input.
No, please.
So what
you
would
would
that
have
have-
had to have stopped being a spider to have gotten into the upper city.
I was about to say, what would that
Unless-
have looked like when you were crawling around with an unconscious person on your back when you were trying to get through the gates into the upper city?
Are there guards on the wall?
There are guards at every entrance into the upper city.
Okay, but what about on top of?
No, it's not. It's not like a palisade or a ramparts.
She would have crawled over and met them on the other side.
Okay.
Because spider climb.
Makes sense. A spider would have that.
So she's still, no input. She seems happy with it though. Whatever they want to do.
Okay. All right. So heading over to the helm and cloak. All right. So your trek through the upper city passes without much incident. People are actually starting to come out of their homes a little bit more now. Seems like the general atmosphere of just fear on the street is lightening up just a bit. The Helm and Cloak is a pretty unpretentious place. They serve decent food and drinks. It's definitely not frilly, but they are a tight ship. They definitely run things very well there. And so you probably get there at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Call it 8:30 in the evening after dealing with Mortlock and dropping Amric off with him. So, at the Helm and Cloak, what do y'all want to do?
Go to sleep.
Dinner.
Yeah, I would probably just get something to eat, and then just to get an early night so I can wake up early the next morning.
Okay.
Because what I'd like to do next morning is, when I'm up early, is kind of get a lay of the land and also take advantage of my background.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So, Althea, with that knowledge, with that ability, pretty soon after arriving in the place, you would already know this. Well, we'll say pretty soon after arriving in the place, would you be hanging out and talking to anybody?
I'd probably be looking through paperwork for the most part, but I might talk to like one or two people, just kind of gathering a bit of knowledge and, getting people to quote unquote not fear me. Like I'd be putting on like my good face instead of my evil face.
All right, make a perception check. You know what? Well, let's make this interesting. Make a charisma perception check. So you're overhearing conversations and things going on around you.
Okay.
Very nice.
So, you find out pretty quickly after sitting down, Althea, that this bar is frequented by Van Thamper Villa guards. There's a group of 3 of them that just got off their shift. They arrive pretty much as soon as you all do. And they look displeased.
Okay. I'll approach them and say, "Good day, gentlemen."
They greet you, and they mostly just mumble to themselves, and they wave down the bartender who brings them over without words. They're clearly regulars here. Brings them over 3 ales each.
I bring a glass of mead over to Althea and lay my hand on her back and give her guidance. And go back to our table.
All right. Mind if I take a seat with you, gentlemen? I'm a regular of the court here, and I'm just curious to see how things are going.
Fuck off. Tired.
She'll kind of like put a gold coin down on the table, and be like, "Are you sure? I'd really like to talk with you guys for a bit."
His eyes linger on the coin for a second, and he raises his foot and just kicks a chair just enough to make it sittable next to him.
All right, I'll take a seat.
Pockets the gold.
You guys seem like you've had a really rough day. What's been going on?
One of them looks over and he says, "We work for the Van Thampers. Pay is absolutely horrible, but I don't know if you've heard about what happens to people that quit that place, but it's not good."
Interesting. How much are they paying you right now?
He says that they are only paying each guard they're paying each guard 3 silver a day. And when they say that when they started the job, they were offered a gold a day. And yeah, and as soon as they started,
Gold a day. Wow.
they were offered a gold a day to take the job, which is actually quite a bit here. You guys are adventurers and you make lots of gold a day, but average person does not.
All right. Well, then, in that case, gentlemen, maybe this will entice you with what I'm about to ask next. She takes out 3 gold coins, 1 for each of them. I'm currently investigating into what's going on with the Van Thampers because I feel like there might be something shady going on, and this could also be an opportunity for, you guys to get a clean exit from the Van Thampers.
So you see them all begin to straighten a bit, and they kind of start looking around anxiously. Can you make a persuasion roll? You can tell that the speaking of the Van Thampers is making them very anxious.
Guidance.
You have guidance.
Yep.
So 1d4.
14. Okay. So they kind of you can see them getting really anxious, and they put one of them, the one that initially spoke to you, puts his hand, is like, keep your voice down. Keep your voice down. Are you trying to get us all killed? What are you doing?
At this point I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna take out 10 gold pieces and be like, why don't we go upstairs for a bit?
The one that was speaking to you originally nods, and he says, Hang back here, lads. I'll go talk to this one. And they split up the gold, and he goes with you.
All right. So now that we're in private, not having to worry about prying ears.
Okay. Would anyone else have accompanied Althea once that you saw them leaving with this other guy?
I'm going to stay downstairs and keep an eye on his three. It was three
It was two others.
companions, right?
Two others. Him and two others.
Yeah.
They won't.
I'm keeping track of them.
Does everybody else want to maybe come upstairs, just like wait outside, just to make sure there's nobody else listening in?
What was?
Yeah, Layden's going.
What
Okay.
was the? How long did it take to get from here from the last tavern?
Probably about 15 minutes.
Oh, all right.
Not very long.
Anna will find a way to get on like the other side of a window where Althea ends up.
All right.
Just kind of waiting there on the other side. Not like on the window, but like beside the window so she can hear it.
Okay. All right. So you pay the silver for the room, I'm assuming. Whatever room you're going to
Yep.
sleep in for the night, so you can get that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes up there and he says, "Look, I'm taking a big risk talking to you here. As far as I know, you're about to fucking stab me in the throat right now, and this is just a test from the Van Thampers. That's the kind of shit that they do, but you just paid me enough that I could leave there and try to leave town, which I intend to do at first light now. So, ask your questions, then I'm getting the hell out of here."
Fair enough. I'm looking mainly for evidence, perhaps files or anything that we could use as evidence that the Van Tempers are being very shady in business and are potentially even working with unlawful authorities.
So I don't know very much about that. I was only assigned to inside of the house one time, and I can tell you that the Lady Van Thamper has an office upstairs. One of the rooms, the sons live up there too. One of those rooms is her office. If she had anything important, I'd say that it's probably there.
Is it normally locked?
Yeah, we couldn't even
normally-
get in there.
Is it normally guarded?
Schedule.
Well, guarded by us. The people that are upstairs are only the most loyal, and I actually think they do get paid the full gold the day we were all promised. So they might know a little bit more, but they would be very unlikely to say anything to you. Usually 5 of them on the top floor, keeping guard of the little one. It's what we call the craven little bastard Thirstwell.
All right. What is the guard shift hours? When would they guard shift?
We shift every 4 hours, except for the group upstairs. They're in there all day. They spend 8-hour shifts in there, 2 different groups.
And when do they usually switch?
They would spend
Very
12
good.
hours. There would be 2 groups on 12-hour shifts upstairs. And then he
Mhm.
says that the main group of guards are usually just left outside, and there is 4-hour shifts for them. So every 4 hours, those guards swap out.
Okay. Could you would you be able to tell me anything about those guards? Is there any way I could perhaps, just because I don't want any innocents to get in trouble for this, I'd like this to spare lives, not have end lives.
Well, everyone that works outside is in the same boat as me. They were offered gold, paid a silver, and
Right.
they're all as fearful for their lives as I am.
So basically, everyone on the lower levels, except for on the higher levels, where near the office, are probably willing to negotiate and/or be peaceful.
Depends
the
on
one
how
on the top?
recently the Van Thampers threatened them, to be honest. I
Fair
doubt you
enough.
can afford to give them all as much as you just gave us, but
Let's see. What would be the easiest way to get into the office? Perhaps do you know the layout of the building?
I do. They've boarded and barred all the windows. I haven't seen one of them open in months. I don't know what they've got going on in there that they need to keep so hidden, but they've only upped the security on the outside. Honestly, the only way that I know of into the building is the front door and the back door.
The back door? How well guarded is the back door? Is
Just
it guarded
as
by
well the front.
is it
So-
guarded by ill-paid guards or well-paid guards?
Everybody outside is in his same situation, so
All right, so we could probably get past them. Okay. Tell you that probably would be changes for him. I want to put him through that. All right. Are those guards outside your friends by any chance?
says that the Van Thampers try very hard to not allow them to become friends. He said that even the three of them coming to a place like this after work to get a drink, if the Van Thampers saw them all together, they'd either have one of them killed or make it very clear that they shouldn't be fraternizing outside of their duties.
Fair enough. All right. Is there anybody else in the room with me?
Althea's out the window,
Me,
and Layden's
Layden.
outside at the door.
And
All right.
Cola's out the window.
Anna Cola, god damn it. One day I will get the names right. I am sorry, you two.
Is there any other useful information that you can think of that could be of use to me? Any other places that they could keep records or any knowledge of any doings?
So, you notice that he has not mentioned any fiends yet. As soon as you say, is there anything else, he gets really, really nervous and like squirming around in his chair. And then, no, that's it. That's it.
And be like, you said that was just enough gold to help you three get out of the town. If I were to give you another extra 10 gold pieces, that would give you a really good head start, right?
You keep the rest of that gold, sir. I've told you all I can tell you.
Well, think about it this way. The more I know, the more likely that you were going to be safe. Because if we're successful on our mission, you won't even have to worry about running.
Make a persuasion check.
Spider,
Go
a
ahead.
spider leg tap. A spider leg taps on the window, making her presence known.
The guy like practically leaps out of his seat. He says, "They've come for me! They're coming!" And he just sees a spider at the door. And remember, this man has been working with the Van Thampers, and yeah, he sees that and just flips the fuck out.
Oh no.
I'll use my inspiration to make it a 24, and I'll just be like, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. They're my companion.
Gah!
They crawl inside.
He's like backing up into the corner.
I'll just be like, why don't you unshapeshift, just so you don't scare them again.
Oh, she'll do it.
It's like, I thought you was one of them. Those
Sorry about that.
things that I've already said too much.
She'll just like
Those things. Please explain. If you help us now, I will even put in a good name for you and for your compatriots, so that once we deal with the Van Thampers, you'll be given recognition for what you did to help take them down.
Okay. And you said you used your sessional for that 24?
Yes.
Right. So he kind of leans down, and you see him kind of deflating a bit, calming down just a little bit. He says, the Van Thampers are in league with evil is the best way that I could say it. Little creatures crawling around their home, and sometimes a bigger one comes up out of the basement. Heard screams. But if you're going in there, don't trust your eyes. They're everywhere.
Fair enough. I'll take my hand out and I kind of do a handshake and put on the rare smile that she gives out to comfort people sometimes, and says, "Have no fear. This is not the first time that I do this kind of thing. They will pay for the things that they've done, and you will be able to live safely."
So he gives a nod and gets up. He says, I'm gonna go get my friends, and we're gonna get the hell out of the city, at least for a few days."
That's a good idea. I'm sure by then you'll have information whether or not it's been dealt with. So, and of course we'll send word for you if it does succeed, because you can help give word as to what's been going on. So, as a witness.
He nods.
take these as well. Take these, and she's going to. She's just going to open her hand, and like a bunch of fungus is going to sprout out of it. And she's going to. She's gonna go over to him, and hand him 3 mushrooms. These should sate your hunger on your day's travel.
Thank you. He takes them.
You're welcome.
So as he's turning to leave, he puts his hand on the door and he turns back towards you and he says, "There's one last thing. There's
Mhm.
3 people inside. Ambra. She's stuck just like we are. Worse, even. They don't even pay her anymore. I feel that her and Galbury are just as much prisoners of that place as anyone else. If you see them, please don't hurt them."
Fair enough. Well, what's your name? Just so I have a reference.
You can call me Zav.
Zev. All right. If I see them, then I'll make sure to let them go peacefully, and who knows, maybe we can save as many lives as possible here.
He nods and keep an eye out for Fendrick.
Thendrick?
Fendrick. He's been with the family for too long. I believe they've gotten into his mind a bit.
Okay. Do you think is he a person that who you would be like very much wanting to escape, or like kind of like being threatened too much?
I don't know. Fendrick's mind is addled. He worships the ground the Van Thampers walk on. He's just as soon to turn on you than accept any escape you offer him.
Fair enough. All right. Anybody else?
No, no. Just watch out for the little guy, Thirstwell. He's sneakier than he seems.
All right. Do you perhaps have a key to the Event Emperor estate, or anything that would help us get easier access in the building?
He says no, that they trade off the keys when the next shift takes over.
Where are those keys located?
He says one of the 3 groups of guards outside will have it on them.
Perfect. All right. Have safe travels.
So, who is downstairs still? Kroll, are you down there?
Yeah.
So, make a perception check, Kroll, and anyone else that is still downstairs in the main common area.
Okay.
Valapon is down there.
There you go. Okay. Kroll and Valafon, you notice that a hooded figure has been watching you since you all arrived. As they notice you notice them, the individual stands up, and the cloaked figure approaches you, armor clanking with each step. One hand is resting on the hilt of a longsword, and as they approach and sit at your table with you, Valafon and Kroll, they pull back a cowl to reveal a familiar face to one of you. Kroll? Rhea Mantlemorn reveals her face just long enough to show you that it's her, and then puts her cloak back on. And she says, "It's very good to see you again. Who's your new friend?" She points at Valafon.
This is Valafon. We picked him up along our travels.
She says, "Well, I certainly hope that you haven't had as rough a go of it getting into this damned city that I have.
You know this person, Kroll?
Yes, I do.
So,
Trustworthy?
for those of you that have not gotten a chance to meet Rhea Mantlemorn yet, she is a young Hellrider from Elturel. She was assigned as your guide to a ritual site as she was involved in your first mission. She's extremely capable, although I think she missed a fucking lot in the first combat.
I think she missed everything, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is, in fact, a capable fighter. And a captain of the former Hellriders. When she first got to Baldur's Gate with you all, it was quickly seen that... She led the refugee group, and you all left out way ahead of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Anacola and Kroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Hellriders are persona non grata in
They very
Baldur's
much are.
Gate.
When you all arrived when the initial group arrived at Baldur's Gate, Zoj made it very clear that he was out to get Hellriders and was basically arresting them on sight. So Rhea goes on to tell you a tale of how she snuck into the city, and that well, she says that she snuck into the city and had a bit of a run-in with the Flaming Fist at one point. And she says that she is now officially a wanted fugitive in the city. And she gives you all a quick bow. And can you imagine me, a fugitive? I was walking down the street, I was trying to get down one of the alleyways. I had just seen something strange. It almost looked like Thavius being escorted around by a bunch of people in the Van Thamper armor. Well, anyways, I was tracking them, and then
Grand Duke Thavius?
High Overseer Thavius Krieg of Elturel.
Elturel, sorry. I'm thinking the other way around, the wrong guy.
So yeah, High Overseer Thavius Krieg, who has been missing since the fall of Elturel, and she swears that she saw him, and so she gave chase. She started to follow behind, but as she turned a corner, found herself face to face with a small army of Flaming Fist soldiers. When they tried to question her, she couldn't quite get her story straight right away, so they tried to arrest her. She fought her way free, and in so doing, gravely wounded one of the Flaming Fist soldiers. The man survived, but they are now scouring the city for her. She goes on to tell you all that she now fully intends to get into the Van Thamper Villa and find out what they have done with Thavius. She has been going around and asking different questions and trying to get as much information as she can, and all fingers point towards the High Overseer being, she says, a captive of the Van Thampers. So she is going to rescue him.
Sounds like we just got a teammate.
It so happens that we're spending the night here at this inn, and then we're gonna pay a visit to the Van Thampers.
She says that if you'll have her, she would very much like to accompany you. And it is very important to her that she find and rescue Thavius Krieg.
Do we have a handout for her?
Yeah, I think you do.
I was looking at the named.
Does she
creatures and
require
monsters.
money?
We only have Mortlock.
No, she very much does not require money. In fact, if you tried to offer her money, she would turn it down.
Okay.
She's a free ally.
I irrationally love this woman.
Here we go.
What is her view on the dragon cultists?
She went on the mission with you all to initially try to find and murder them.
Layden likes her.
So in combat, whoever would like to can control Rhea Mantlemorn. She has the veteran stat block, and here is her general info and her art.
Sweet.
Somebody who's more familiar with controlling a character in Roll20 can handle that as far as I'm concerned.
I can do it. I love using
Same here.
a lot of stat blocks.
Right.
Have at it.
Okay, so Rhea Mantlemorn is now in your all's journal under the primary NPCs bar.
Well, if she hasn't had dinner yet, I will invite her to join us for our dinner. Valathon is planning on spending at least 7 or 8 gold on mead and
That's
pheasant
a lot of mead.
and pheasant, and not drunk, but the highest quality stuff the place has to offer.
Okay. All right, cool.
So roast quail smothered in
And
chocolate.
make sure that he gets a room that faces the Van Thamper Villa
Is
Okay.
this the same
on the top floor.
Is Is this the same stat block she had when she was fighting with us?
It was. It is.
That's so unfortunate.
I know. She's good. Like she knows what she's doing.
She had 58 hit points when we had like 8.
Yeah. She's a freaking veteran. She is a solid fighter. She was just rolling terribly the whole fucking time.
I mean, the veteran stat block is basically like a 5th level fighter
Yeah.
because they get 2 attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 attacks, split armor. Like she's loaded. She's good, but like she's got a heavy crossbow and everything. Like she can do stuff.
So basically, that level 1 fight, she should have been able to solo everyone.
Yeah, she very well could have. That's why with the wolves, she kind of just sat back and let you guys do the thing. Speaking of the wolves, where is Ghost?
Oh yeah, Ghost has. Okay, so we left the thing. We went shopping. He was with us when we were shopping. Though I didn't mention it, he has a collar and stuff, so he was with us. And then we went to the deck, or like we went to the bar that was on the boat, and he stayed above deck. And then he walked with us carrying the Van Thamper to his prison or whatever. And he is currently oh no, he's downstairs. He's in the bar, sitting at one of the chairs.
Nice, just chilling. Sitting there with Valifon and Kroll. Ray would have recognized Ghost.
He's a good boy.
Yeah. All right. So, what time do you all plan on heading into the villa? Are you going to head in the morning or in the evening of the next
Morning.
day?
Yeah. I can
Morning,
go.
like
Yeah.
it sounds like the shifts were probably gonna be pretty active, so it'll probably be like right after shift change.
Yeah, take a long rest for sure. And
Yeah. Then I can
during
go.
the night, so 2 things that I plan on doing with my familiar. First, when our recalcitrant guards are leaving, my familiar is going to follow them flappity in the dark,
Okay.
and make sure that they are actually leaving.
Okay. The guards that you've been talking to?
Yes.
Okay.
But then late night, while we're taking our long rest, familiar is going to be doing the occasional pass over the Van Thamper Villa, and like checking out what the guards are doing, using his blind sight to see if there's anything around the gates or front door area and back door area of the villa that we need to worry about, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So make a perception check for your bat. I believe the bat has things that allow you to do that at advantage, right?
So
Is it just hearing?
echolocation has blind sight to 60 feet and has advantage on wisdom perception on checks that rely on hearing.
Okay. All right. So just a regular roll then.
So it's not letting me roll. So +1 on wisdom perception, and I'm just going to roll a d20. If it will let me. There we
Okay.
go.
Awesome. So 19. Great. So yeah, the bat very much sees the people that you were speaking to leave. They, as soon as you finished the conversation, the guard went downstairs, spoke to his compatriots, and all 3 of them got up and immediately left. They left towards the northern gate and left through the northern gate pretty much as soon as they left from you all, and very much made their way out of town. How far would your bat follow them?
Once they're outside of the gates, he would return.
Okay.
And
So, yeah.
then begin investigating the villa.
Okay. So the guards, as they first start their shift, they are very alert. They are looking around, but the longer the night goes on and they don't see any Van Thampers, and you don't see any Van Thampers, only one bedroom in the whole place has a light on, and there appears to be lights on in the upper hallway as well. So when you arrive, you'll get a good idea of where that room is and where the hallway is that is lit. That would see several shadows moving back and forth among that lit hallway, and one person moving around in the lit room. The rest of the house is dark for the evening. Occasionally, a light will turn on in one of the lower rooms, and you see 3 people milling about randomly in that area. But yeah, that's about it. As the night goes on, though, the guards do begin to look bored, and they are not paying nearly as much attention near the end of their shift as they were at the beginning.
How far is it from the front gate of the villa? And is the front gate, is it like a wooden door, or is it like a grate door, like an wrought iron door, gate with like that you can see through?
Let's find out. Okay, so they are intricately carved wood gates.
Okay. From my window at the inn, how far is it to that window that is lit on the Van Temper Villa?
The upstairs one or the downstairs one?
Upstairs.
It is about 30 feet from the wall, and then the second story.
And then, how far from my window at the inn across the street?
Let's see. Is this scaled? It is. Nice. Okay, 1 second. So, 75 feet from your window to, actually, we'll call it, so 75 from your window to the wall, and then another 30, so 105 feet from your window to the other window.
Can I physically see through that window?
No, you cannot. The windows are boarded, and the windows are shuttered and barred, like the guard told you earlier.
Oh, okay.
So you can
Darn
see
it.
vague shapes moving around behind them, like behind the slats and stuff, but that's about it.
I was thinking about putting a large half-orc armored fighter inside the window with a vortex warp. Okay. Okay. I think that's it for my scouting mission.
Right before the long rest, Anna is going to dump all of her spell slots into making more fungus. So she has 27 good berries.
Nice.
For the coming day.
Yep, as the gods intended. And I guess I'll give them to people. Yeah, I'll evenly distribute them.
Okay.
So that's 5 for everyone.
Good
And
berries
she'll
are like major death preventers. Good
Oh,
things
yeah.
to have.
Yeah, she'll eat the difference. Because I'm bad at. There's. Wait, no. There was. How many? There was 2 left. So she'll eat one of them and she'll give the other one to Ghost.
Okay. Awesome. All right, everyone. Go ahead.
And I will train my familiar to put good berries
in dying mouths.
in dying mouths. Yep.
Good stuff.
Your only issue with that is that it actually takes an action to eat a good berry, and it cannot be force fed.
Oh, it
So
can't be force fed.
So you'd have to eat it outside of combat.
Oh.
Can it not be force fed?
I didn't know that part.
It cannot be force fed.
I've seen it done otherwise, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with whatever ruling.
The official ruling is no. DM's discretion if they want to say yes or not.
I'm fine with that.
Crawford says it's okay.
Yeah. So. Oh, Crawford says it's okay. Okay. No, I'm joking. But I've always allowed it, so I'm pretty sure we're just gonna ignore that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We are going to go ahead and call it a session here. And when we come back next week, the Van Thamper Villa raid. It is a super exciting part of this adventure, and I'm really looking forward to it.